Very good morning. Welcome to our Return to Work strategy webinar in partnership with Microsoft Canada. Right. So we will be starting in about 30 seconds. Let's give in some time for everyone to join us. Meanwhile, let me set the context for today's discussion. Right. You can ask us questions at any time. There will be, there is a Q&A chat section within the Teams app, within the Teams invite, and we will be also be open to take up any questions at the end of the presentation, right? And for any information, please feel free to reach out to Accurate at the given ID and also on info@accurate.com. And you can also reach out to your Microsoft account executive as well for any other queries. So let me give it another 10 to 15 seconds and then let's get started with today's webinar. Right. So let me get started with today's webinar. So hi everyone, I hope everyone is safe and well. So welcome to the webinar on return to work strategy. And I'm your host Aditya Guruprasad, and I'm a technical specialist at Accurate. I primarily help customers in choosing the right technology and help them along their digital transformation journey, right? I primarily specialize in Azure, AI, chatbots, and business applications, which is Power Platform. Now I'd like to introduce our COO, Jagan Jami. Over to you, Jagan.
Hey, thanks, Aditya. Hi, everyone. My name is Jagan Jami. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Accurate. I'm very excited to be part of this webinar today, and we have quite a bit of exciting things lined up that might be very useful for you. So look forward for this webinar. Over to you, Spencer.
Hey guys, my name is Spencer Hughes. I am your Azure Field Specialist. I support public sector accounts in Western Canada. And today I'm very excited to co-host the webinar, which once again I'm co-hosting with Activate Software, who is a Microsoft partner with a lot of great success stories in the Canadian market and in the public sector space. So as everyone's well aware, with the global pandemic that is currently with us, a lot of us have been forced to work from home for better or for worse. I know that I, for one, am very excited to get back to the office. I'm located in Calgary. I moved out here in the summer, and I can see the Microsoft office from where I'm sitting, and I've never stepped foot in the Microsoft Calgary office. So I'm excited to do that, and this is what this presentation is going to be about. So, as each organization has their own values and culture and ideals, with this new onset times, adaptation has become really important and really needed in this time. And this is where Activate Software Solution can truly help during these times of transition. So just to quickly lay out the agenda of what today's webinars are going to be about. To start, we'll look at the key considerations for our return to work strategy for organizations, then how do customers deal with this, and we'll also look at examples of how organizations have adapted to the new normal successfully, followed by a walkthrough of Activate's return to workplace solutions, which is powered by a lot of the Microsoft technologies that you may already have in your Microsoft suite as well, being on the Power Apps side. And then finally, we'll take up any questions that you might have. You can type them into the chat, and we'll answer some of the questions, and then also some of the more common questions that we've seen. So don't worry, you won't have to listen to me chat too much longer. We'll give it to the pros over at Activate. So we're going to go over a couple of these demos, which will be really interesting. First is going to be the return to the office applications that will be running off a lot of our, once again, technologies that we mentioned. Aditya is going to run through that. Then we'll also look at some of the chatbots and the AI pieces. Now, this is a product and a technology that's very popular within especially public sector accounts. A lot of chatbots going online, so this would be an interesting and cool demo to see as well. And then finally, we will look at an intelligent intranet to increase your hybrid workforce productivity and employee engagement by utilizing Microsoft AI and the infinite scalability of Azure. So stay tuned and stick around to the end so we can see all of the demos. And I know that I for one, I'm excited to see them. I've seen a preview and it's really interesting. And I hope you guys all enjoy it. And so now I'd like to hand it back over to Jagan from our partner company Activate, and he'll wow us with his demos.
Yeah,
over to you.
Thanks, Spencer. Thank you. Yeah, Aditya, if you can go to the next slide. So I wanted to quickly introduce Activate. Activate is a 14 years plus old company. We've been primarily working on Microsoft technologies. We are a gold certified Microsoft partner. We have headquarters in US, UK, and in India. The development centers being in India. So our primary focus, as you can see, is primarily on the digital data and analytics, AI and automation side. And you can see some of our key customers around, especially with we work with the big government agencies in US like New York City Environmental Protection. In Canada, we work with British Columbia Pension and some of the other big customers. Okay, so moving on. So one of the important, for all of us, the whole pandemic has taken up by surprise. And as you know, a lot of the organizations are not prepared for this, right? So in terms of how they could keep their business continuity on, how do they adapt to the new normal? So there are new challenges that organizations face in order to make sure that they are adopting to the new normal, right? They almost have to reimagine and also make sure that they have digitized better for working in the new normal, right? So as you can see, the Gartner Business Continuity Survey that actually has shown that only 12% of the companies have been, organizations have been prepared. This is as of March 10, 2020, right? So moving on. So what we look today is, when this pandemic has come in, right, what are the key factors that the organizations started looking into, which primarily have become the key motivation for, digitization and how they would have to adapt to the new normal, right? So if you, especially in the government side of things, right, one of the things that you can see is, organizations now and all the government agencies, councils, etc., they have to now make sure that they're enabling the remote government access, right? With the cloud first strategy and making sure that the citizens and the service to the citizens continues, whereas their employees and workers still have the flexibility to work from wherever they work, right? Second is to be able to bring in with the hybrid working force, the need for much better collaboration tools that will allow them to collaborate better. Most of the business process to be automated the need for that has increased multifold. So you will need to improve and empower your employees to do a cross-agency collaboration, right? Finally, because of the remote workforce, the distributed environments, the need for trust and the security and privacy becomes of prime importance, both for within the employees and as well as for the citizens that you serve, right? So, what these led to is, if you can break it down into three important parts, which is people, process, and technology. On the people side, if you see, what are the key considerations we make here? First, of course, is the safety. Considering the pandemic, you want to make sure all your employees are safe, their well-being, they're able to have the necessary information to be making right decisions with the current scenario. Second, obviously you want your people to be highly productive in the new normal, where even when they're working in a distributed environment, providing the right collaboration tools, providing an environment and applications to be able to work from remote without needing to be able to physically be present, right? Employees with their remote environment will are starting to obviously have a pinch of losing the culture of the corporates or the environments which they used to work. So engagement with the employees to make sure that they are being engaged and being not treated as resources but as part of the culture is becoming very important. Of course, the purpose in terms of making sure everybody is aligned to a common vision, the goals that you have, the realigned goals that you have for the companies, for your organizations, the purpose needs to be felt, right? The two important other aspects that have come where when we were talking to our most of our customers are the focus on frontline workers and the citizen experience, right? The frontline workers being people who have to still continue to work despite the pandemic in whatever areas. It could be factory, it could be people who are interacting with your citizens. It could be anyone who is, has to be on the field to complete their job. How do you make sure that they are well enabled in this new normal? And then how do you make sure that citizens need not, be physically present and still be able to continue getting their services from the government councils, right? So these are the important aspects that we've looked at when we're talking about, how to deal with the new normal. And then comes the process and technology, right? On the process and technology, as you can see, and I'm sure most of you have experienced that, the situation of keeping the whole digital transformation aspects in queue have come out, and most of the organizations almost took a quantum leap in terms of digitization or digital adoption of their processes and technologies, right? So, if you see the survey, right, there have been a multi-fold increase in terms of taking up the new digital transformation initiatives. For example, if you see, things around collaboration, right, you're seeing almost a 43-fold increase in terms of people adopting technology. Similarly, is how your customer demand in this case could be the citizens, where how their need to interact digitally has increased 27-fold. So you have most of these use cases that have taken a front seat and have pushed the adoption of technology so that we are adapting to the new normal, right? So with these three factors coming in, right? So Aditya, if you can move on. Right, we have seen many organizations have started adopting to this new normal, right? Some of the case studies I would like to walk you through are, we work with a large, government customer who have basically, started adopting these technologies by bringing in chatbots so that various departments are able to get the necessary information, and also use chatbot in terms of information communication and easy to access data points, right? So, and then they have taken over the long due project on making sure the data silos are coming in one place so that they have much meaningful reports that they can give their employees who are no more available in a physical place to talk to each other to get that data, right? So they have released many apps where their citizens are able to get information around, let's say, their water bill and stuff like that, or any queries about complaints, etc., via a chatbot available for the citizens, right? Similarly, we work with other customers where a healthcare provider in Canada, where we have rolled out app for their frontline workers, where it's a mobile first strategy they followed and made sure all the standard processes that the frontline workers need are available in the form of an automated process on their mobile apps, right? So it could be forms, it could be workflows that they would require. They also rolled out some of the healthcare FAQ centric chatbots for their citizens, to whom common questions around pandemic precautions, etc., can be taken, right? So similarly, we've seen automation taking a front seat when it comes to one of the leading beverages company. In fact, they call the beer company of the world, where they have automated a lot of their O2C process and their previously felt manual process, which required physical interactions, are having to work together using the low code, no code applications, and quickly rolled out in weeks the automation aspect and have helped the remote working employees, right? So these are some of the examples, as you can see, where large enterprises, government agencies, healthcare providers, they've been onboarding these technologies to be able to either facilitate applications that will help employees return to office or work in a hybrid environment, or make it easy to use some of the existing processes. Okay, so these are some of the examples. Okay, so moving on, Aditya. So we at Accuvate, we've always been focusing on working these applications for the past 14 years, and the pandemic has only accelerated this journey that we have been taking with organizations. We built multiple solutions which help organizations to take off adoption to the new normal in a much easier manner. Our primary core service offerings, which is building enterprise chatbots, building collaboration applications and tools, modernizing the existing applications onto cloud, migrating legacy applications to the cloud, building intelligent data and analytics solutions, and automation, of course, all, and finally providing managed services to the customers. So we've with all these, which are very relevant to the new normal now, our focus has been helping organizations to achieve the new way of working. Okay, so that's the focus, right? So we want to focus today on how we have taken our expertise and come up with the whole set of return to office apps, and that's what we'll walk you through. Aditya, if you can take it up from here and show the demonstration of some of these solutions.
Sure. Thank you, Jagan. Right. So let's see how we've been able to achieve this with our return to work apps, right? So in order to let's take a look at each of the application. The first one is the pandemic and workplace management app. So with this app, what we have done is we have enabled organizations to safely and safely return to their office in a hybrid workplace. But not just that, right? It completely focuses on your communication aspects, your employee communication, your up down and top down communications, your field workers, making sure that you're tracking their wellness, right? And also we've also added elements like vaccination management, dashboards to keep an overview on the overall wellness of your employees. That is, and you can imagine you can like get that app started and get running in like 2 to 3 weeks, right? And that's the best part about the app. And you can have it how you can have it enabled anywhere, right? From your mobile phones, tablets, to even your desktop interface. That's the best part about having a low code, no code experience. Next is the support digital assistants. Now, from a support, from everyone, I think all of you are kind of familiar with what Chatbot does. But from a return to work perspective, right, having a chatbot or having a digital assistant as your front line of defense has proven to drastically reduce the load that your service desk agents and your normal IT and HR folks are currently facing, right? And you can offload all of their work to this digital assistant, and they can focus on more critical tasks at hand. And what we do is with that, we offer our digital agents, digital agent offering, which allows you to quickly create, manage, implement, and roll out chatbots within a span of 4 to 5 weeks, completely without any kind of coding and a low code, no code experience. That is the digital assistant. The next one is the mesh autonomous intranet. So it is an AI-enabled intranet platform. I'm pretty sure everyone has seen, your old typical, very legacy experience SharePoint, right? But and people, the technology and SharePoint has come a long way. But what we have done is we wanted to create employees as the center of the intranet. That is how the intranet is for, right? Is for your whole employees. So we wanted to improve the whole employee collaboration where they're missing out, especially due to the remote working, and there's a loss of communication. No one's able to connect with their peers for the right information. No one knows, who in my team who shares the similar skill set, who shares the similar hobbies, etc. With mesh autonomous intranet, we make sure that with AI we are able to provide a personalized experience for every employee, and with the use of Azure technologies, we are able to do knowledge mining and discoverability, where we're able to get data from all your different sources, be it organizational data or be it outside your organization. Complete ideation or idea management platform where you can promote or incentivize the whole concept of ideas within your organization and upvote it, downvote it, right? And to finish it off with a whole learning management system as well to promote, finishing new certificates or new focal areas where your employees can upskill themselves. Now, finally, the last area of focus is the custom applications on Microsoft Teams. So we've seen how Microsoft Teams has come a long way, and now it's one of the central productivity hub for majority of the organizations. And its Teams as a platform is the capabilities are limitless. So what we do is we offer a lot of custom application development, be it low code, no code, Power App development within Teams or custom Teams applications, which allows you to make Teams as your centralized productivity hub for right from notifications to workflows to management of your line of business applications, right? So these are our return to work apps. Now let's dig into each and every app. Have high level features, look at the high level features and directly jump into the demo, right? The first one is the return to work on the pandemic management app, right? The pandemic and the workplace management app. So as any workplace management app goes, so one of the most critical thing is to make sure that you are providing a slot booking, a desk reservation capabilities. So the app is very low code and allows you to completely manage your desks, slots, even right from your floors and cubicles. You can easily configure them in the application in the form, just upload it in the form of an Excel, and users can easily go choose the building they want to go to, the access, and generate a QR code. We also have built a guest and visitor management portal where you can have a contactless experience where people can just enter the office, have the app on the tablet, and quickly generate a pass. Then they can enter the office premises. Vaccination management. This is something that we have built recently onto the application where you're able to track the users, daily health, and also if they are enrolled for a vaccination, if their turn has come, right, they can go ahead and upload the certificate, and the employee as well will be able to track the overall wellness of the employee. Finally, dashboards, and from a communication aspect, you have the employee communication modules. So dashboards are critical to take leadership decisions, right? So this gives you a holistic view on right from your facility management aspect, how many facilities are full, right up to the health aspects of things as well. And finally, the communication modules, which is the most important, where you make sure your employees' communication and words are reaching right up there, and whatever your leadership is communicating, it reaches right to your employees and as well as your frontline workers, right? So now let me get into the demo. I would like to quickly jump into and give you an experience of what the return to work, the application looks like. What I do now is quickly jump into my my desktop application. So right now, I hope you can see my screen. So right now, this is our employee workplace management application, and it's built on the Power Platform. So I'm presenting on my desktop, but ideally you can have it on your mobile phone, tablet, or any other devices as well. So you will be the first thing, the first experience that you see is it's you can get gate pass, you can apply for a slot, update your vaccination status, and also check out your historical bookings, and the more communication aspects about viewing your emergency contacts, sharing your work location. And since things are slowly returning to normal, they would be where people would start traveling, and people would start traveling for the purpose of work, right? Maybe travel from one province to the other, etc. So in these cases, we would, you would have employees update their update their work location and tell that okay, they are doing safe, they're working from home, they're working from office, they're working from field, to make sure that you keep your leadership intact. They're making sure they're aware where you are. It also helps in a complete contact tracing environment as well, right? And next is an FAQ perspective, where you can add your basic FAQs in the organization, organizational data, basic things like policies and immediate rollout documents, fire drills, etc. right over here as simple FAQs. And imagine you can just go to the admin app and easily configure it without any dependency with any kind of developers, right? So that's how easy we wanted to make this whole application experience. Next, we have the emergency contacts, where you can easily configure the most important contacts, and you can even upload it into an Excel, your complete contact sheet, and all of the contacts will be available on fingertips, right? Finally, company info, where you can push out company notifications from SharePoint or any other tool of your choice, and spread it across to all your employees. And finally, we also have a chatbot. So let me come to the chatbot a bit later. Let me do a booking scenario, right? Now, from a booking scenario, when I book, and since the onset of vaccination has started and people are going into the, they are getting allocated based on the phases. You have your phase 1, phase 1B, and phase 1C, right? So based on the phases, people are getting allocated and they are getting these slots one by one. So what we have done is we wanted to add the element of, where people can go and update their vaccination status and say like, hey, you have three options where you can say, hey, I've received my first slot, I've received my first dose, I've completely vaccinated, and I've not planned yet, right? So depending on the type of option, you can customize your health check forms. You can have a daily health check which can be customized on your vaccination selection, right? And let's take an example. So now what I've done over here is I have done that, I have finished my first vaccination, and I've also can go ahead and say, when is my second dose plan, and what are the different vaccination types as well, right from Pfizer, and other Moderna and all the vaccinations here, and upload the certificates, and also give basic guidelines, right? And basically that you need 2 shots, and how important it is for you to complete your complete your both the shots to make sure that you're doing okay. And finally, what about users who are not using the vaccination, or who have not planned yet, right? So for those people, they can just go and this is basically where you can add guides and say how important is this to vaccination, add resources which would be very helpful, add vaccination registration module as well, where they can go and register and do a booking for themselves for the next available slot. So this is from a vaccination module. Now let me do a very quick, go ahead and book a slot for me, right? So I would like to go to the office today, and let me go and choose an office. So you can configure any kind of office. It can be based on provinces, and it can be based on your location as well. So once I choose the office of my choice, I can choose the sub office, and this can be floors, this can be office blocks, departments, etc. Right? Again, the customization is endless, and I can do a booking for today or an advanced booking and book for myself or on behalf of someone. Now let me go and reserve a desk. Right. So now what happens here, I'm getting all the available desks, and that's not the best part. The best part is, you can also configure things like, what are the different features that's available on the desk. For example, there is a double monitor desk. There is a presentation screen. There is a 4K screen over here. There's a double charging port over here. So people can have a view on the different desks. You can also upload your floor maps and images as well, so that people can take a decision on which desk they would like. You can also auto assign desks as well, so you don't have to think, okay, so it's a compulsory workflow. No, you can also also have a custom desk where, for example, managers will already have a desk made, so they can just directly do a booking and enter their reserved desk. Now I can get started with my health check survey. Now, since I've gone ahead and said not planned yet, I can go and say not planned yet, and save and continue. And based on that, I can get typically my daily health check form. Right. So now if you see, I've got the daily health check form, which kind of showcases all the basic health, CDC based questions, completely customizable form, where I can go ahead and stay like, no, no, right? And do a DocuSign signature as well, and understand and submit. Now, all of these experiences can be easily configured within the admin portal. So, you have the office management place, which allows you to easily upload on an Excel sheet. You don't have to worry about, configuring huge number of offices, sub offices. You can just use this toggle off and on in each office from a facility management standpoint. Go ahead and manage a sub office, manage desks, add desks as well. So that's how easy it is to easily manage this whole experience, and also auto assign desks as well. The same thing goes for users. Finally, the final piece of the puzzle is the chatbot. That comes along with the application that allows you to quickly add things like FAQs, like work from home support FAQs, vaccination FAQs, etc. Where I can say what is my policy, I have a bad internet connection, answer some of the FAQs, and also things like a PPE ordering. Like for example, I can say I need I need sanitizer, and I can go and choose what I want. And basically what it's going to do is, based on my desk reservation, it's going to go and make the place the order and go ahead and by the time I go to my desk, I can go and get it. So you can also integrate it with your ticketing tool as well, right? Finally, so all of this is more from an employee experience, right? From both an employee as well as a frontline worker. But what about an actual field worker who is going for different places, right? So what we've also done is for another customer based out of Canada. So where they are frontline workers, this is an app that we built actually for frontline workers, where they are based out of different provinces, and based on the province they are working from, right? The questionnaire and the questions based on that would completely change. So now I can say, I can have different provinces like Calgary, etc., and I can also select the different staff type. I can be a field, office, clinic, and based on my different selections, I can get a questionnaire that can be completely customizable, and also add things like COVID test results, survey questions, and these would be extremely helpful for your field workers, right? Now, to top it all off, from a dashboard, you can get, all of this is available on dashboards where you can completely manage your facilities, your health aspect as well, your booking status, your capacity, occupancy, completely from the Power BI dashboards. And all of these KPIs are customizable. Finally, again, the app is also available on MS Teams. So the same experience is completely available as a mobile application, and also can be embedded within Microsoft Teams. So you can get started immediately. And all of this is an a la carte based app. So you can get started with what modules you want, and you choose, and you can customize this app, and you can roll it and have it in your organization within 2 weeks. Right. So this is the return to work and pandemic management app that allows you to completely do end-to-end booking, do a QR code based booking system, and completely manage your a return to work strategy. Now coming back to the next return to work app, right, that we have, the return to work solution, is getting into the whole support or the virtual assistant space, right? So virtual assistant is a part of your employee workflows, right? It's 24/7 available. It's your front line of defense, and it's able to engage. So gone are the days where everything is a button-based bot, where people have to click buttons and buttons, and gone are those days. And now using natural language, you can easily engage naturally with the chatbots. Overall, which will help you overall reduce your support cost, eliminate service outages, increase productivity, and democratize utilize AI completely, right? With all, nowadays with all your, because of COVID, with the budget constraints that's going on, and where you have to focus on other important core areas, you can have a chatbot quickly, enroll and quickly get started, both internally and even if you want to go from a citizen perspective to get started and handle all of your basic L0, L1 issues and help your employees and increase their satisfaction, right? And how we do that is by using our Accelerator platform, which is Botcore, and which uses all of your existing Microsoft investments on Azure cloud, where this Botcore platform is basically a no-code, no-code chatbot building platform where you can deploy it on both Azure Commercial Cloud as well as Gov Cloud. You can, you can leverage the power of NLP, have pre-built templates like ITHR. We offer complete multi-channel support, broadcast messages, and the best part about it all, it's completely the security aspect, and we also, support complete GDPR and PII data protection, right? And we follow the state-of-the-art encryption technology again because we are using the Microsoft stack for building the chatbots. So imagine you can empower your SMEs to quickly roll out a chatbot by just uploading an Excel sheet with questions and answers without any dependency with developers and technical team, where they can easily, we can easily roll out a chatbot, even with things like tapping into your backend systems, etc. Now let's go ahead and see, an example of a virtual assistant that you can, think of building in your organization, right? Now, as a part of the demo, what I've done is I have gone ahead and deployed the chatbot. The chatbot is available within, just one moment. Yeah, the chatbot is available within Microsoft Teams. Perfect. Just give me a second. Right. So I hope everyone can see my screen. Sorry, I had a bit of a connectivity issue. So now going back to the Teams, right? So now let me start. Now this is the chatbot, which is our employee digital assistant. We also call it Digit. As you can see here, there are so many personas, right? You have your IT, HR, sales, procurement, finance, and legal, and pretty much the user the case stories are endless. So similar to what we showcased earlier for one of the government agencies out of the US, where we deployed IT, HR, and accounts bot, you can deploy multiple bots, and you can have a main bot where people can go and have it as your main contact within your Microsoft Teams, right? So that's another advantage of having the chatbot within Teams, because it's another contact within your organization. So now starting with an ID bot, where as any ID bot goes, you can see that it can answer things like your basic FAQs, handle troubleshooting scenarios, guide the user for self resolutions, and do complete incident management, where it can create tickets, check the status of tickets, raise, do follow up on tickets, and even do Power IT. It even empowers Power IT users for automating their, creation. Maybe for example, creating their Active Directory users, creating a distribution list, or even pushing out a script, SCORM-based scripts to your users to see what issue are they facing on their laptop, right? So it's right from very basic to very advanced scenarios within the chatbot. Right, but we can also go ahead and ask a question directly to the chatbot. So let me say, getting non-delivery report. So this is where the Microsoft NLP comes into picture, where we are utilizing the NLP technology to understand the natural language that I'm going ahead and I'm asking the bot. And now what the bot would do, it would scout through the knowledge bases and it will come back and tell me, hey, this is the kind of issue you might be facing. And it would try to drill down to my particular problem. Now I can say my problem is typically lies with mailbox not being unavailable. No. And once I do that, it's going to come back with another fix. So there are scenarios where this fix also could not, did not help me. Now, what can I do? Me as a end user I can either give an angry emoji, or I can go ahead and say, this did not help. The reason I'm showing this kind of a scenario is to show the advanced capabilities of Microsoft-based chatbot that's able to recognize and understand emotion and sentiment of the user. Where, for example, it did not answer your question or it wasn't very satisfactory, right? So it's come back and given me a fallback. Okay, so I've not been very helpful. What would you like to do? Now I can say, go ahead and search for KB articles across your KB articles. So it's so advanced that it's able to search for a keyword called email, where I've not trained it like that. And it knows the previous context is mailbox and email. It took a generic keyword. It is searching across different knowledge base, resources like SharePoint, ServiceNow. You can configure any kind of sources that you have, and it's endless, right? It doesn't have to be an article. It can be a video. It can be an audio. It can be a PDF. Anything. So it scouts through that and it comes back and gives me these articles, which I can just click a button and go ahead and see the article. But what if none of these articles still help me, right? It didn't help me resolve my particular problem. So now I can go ahead and say, okay, now you help me create a ticket because I could not do a self-resolution. And or else I could also go ahead and talk to a live service agent where all of my context and my conversations will be directly transferred to the agent. Now I can go ahead and say create a ticket in Service Desk Plus. And since I have a different systems, I can choose a number of systems to create a ticket in. It's going to come back and give me a card, a rich card, where I can just go ahead and So once I do submit, and all of this experience is all drag and drop and low code experience. So we don't have to worry about, okay, what if there's so much development effort behind this, right? So the similar scenario that I just showcased can be exactly rolled out within 3 weeks. And you can easily integrate it with any kind of your backend system. And now what it's done is it's taken my inputs, gone back to a backend system and created an IT ticket. Now you might think, okay, so it can only answer IT questions, but I can also transition to HR and go like apply for leave. The moment I say that, what's going to happen is the chatbot understands that, okay, so the user is asking for an HR related query. I need to go ahead and assist the user with the HR query, right? So now it goes and just one moment. Yeah, it goes back and it gives me a card where I can choose, the kind of sick leave, how many days I would like to book, and for example, 2 days, and when I would like to start my leave and submit. So you can have end-to-end employee scenarios within the chatbot, right? So this is something that I wanted to cover as a part of the demo, right? From an IT and from an employee chatbot perspective. Now let me go back and continue with the next application that I have lined up. So that would be the autonomous AI-enabled intranet, right? Now, with the whole, everyone working remotely, right? Everyone working remotely, everyone is missing the whole aspect of work, right? And the new normal coming out of nowhere has pushed majority of the world into remote workforce. But this has made employees miss and, earn for more things like work culture, having those water cooler conversations with your buddies, teams room ideation, brainstorming, collaboration, and even small things like walking over to your manager's desk and having a quick quick conversation about the project and getting back, right? So this, and even this is also true for new onboardees who join your organization who do not end up understanding or feel the whole company culture or your whole organization culture. They miss out on that, and that's the whole thing. You're missing out your workplace, right? So what we can do is the kind of the solution that we have to fix the problem is by to focus on a complete intranet where it is employee centric experience, right? Which focuses on getting all of your organizational data, be it from any backend systems, your business apps, your people and collaboration, your content apps, your ERP, etc., and getting your organizational memory, like we take care of content tagging, getting all the right people searched by skills, right? So where you can match people according to your skill set, people who belong to your domain, business processes, and complete governance control. And finally, completely give a personalized experience to the users, right? Whom should I giving you things like, what are the right documents for me, who is more important, and what is the status of my request, etc. Now let's see mesh in detail, how it works and the kind of experience it gives. Now this is Mesh. What we have tried to do is, I hope you can see my screen. So this is the intranet portal. It allows you to bring your organizational data right over here. So you can see that there are a lot of different articles that we've added, like city council articles and different articles that's very relevant. Different events that we feel the users might be it your Teams events or be it any other webinar events that can be populated. News articles that's very relevant. It can be from an external news or anywhere from internal as well. Documents, relevant documents, that the most relevant documents will be populated to you. So you may be onboarded to a new project or a new initiative, right? So once you enter the new initiative, your Microsoft Graph knows that, okay, so you have come to this new initiative, and based on that initiative, the new documents, people who have already done that initiative, documentations that's already been done there, will all of that would pop up. People that you can get in touch with and who work in the similar domain, you can easily get in touch with them, right? And you directly view their LinkedIn profile, call them, and do everything. View your holidays and all your line of business applications, like creating a ticket, leave management, everything can be managed in a single experience, right? And not just that, you can go ahead and on the right hand side, if you see, you can also add things like like your COVID, have a quick glance at the different COVID statistics and do it, customize it based on the province, have weather reports, etc. Right? Now I can also personalize all of this by my preferences and say, okay, these are my different tags. Give me articles based on annual reports. Give me articles that's based on technical support. Give me different languages as well. So that's the kind of personalization, like your own personal Facebook feed, like like a social media feed, but in your organization, right? Now, as a part of that, we also have the ideation module, which allows you to submit, manage ideas, similar to Reddit, do an upward, downward of ideas, share it completely within your organization, and promote the whole concept of ideation within your organization. Finally, from an enterprise search perspective, enterprise search has become a very important thing, right? You have a lot of manual documents. You might be having so many things that's lying around. But what you do is you can just scan them and bring all of those things. It can be, separated, or it can be disorganized in different sources. But what enterprise search does is it collates all of your different materials, be it the media, be it articles, in a single place. You can get, when I search for computer, you can get results from documents, people, images, and articles from related to in ServiceNow, media, meta tags, and even transcripts, right? So you have an audio transcript, meeting transcript, you can get from that. Finally, all of this experience, again, you can have it within Microsoft Teams, your complete search experience, your whole intranet feed, and a whole personal intranet experience. Right. Now, yes, so this is it from my side, from a whole, app offering and return to work apps perspective. But moving on, before I hand it off, the kind of technologies that we use, right? We also, from our other solution offering, like from a return to work other than the return to work, from a whole local, regional government and public sector perspective, we are actively involved in AI, process automation, data, power apps, and managed services. Right from, we've been working with Microsoft for a COVID-19 vaccination management bot, which allows you to do bookings and manage vaccinations, and where people can easily book and do their slot 1 and 2 using a chatbot. Custom speech applications for your citizen experience platform, where you can have chatbots on your websites, virtual codes, process automations, where we can digitalize your manual forms, right? Data related projects, and custom teams and power applications, which you can roll out within launch in 2 to 4 weeks, and finally managed services, where we will manage all of your cloud, optimize your cloud spends and your O365 investments, right? So yeah, so this is it from my side. Thank you so much. I hope the demo was extremely helpful. And at this point, I would like to hand it over to Spencer. Right.
Thanks, Ditya. Yeah, that was a really great demo. Thanks for sharing all that. Just to kind of reiterate some of the learnings we had there. This is, not Activate's only solution. They have a strong depth when it comes to the following that you see on the slide here. So not only is this a good opportunity here, but there's also abilities and opportunities to move through some of the data analytics, some AI portions, and they've shown some very technical strengths and deep depths there. You want to go to the next slide? And when it comes to Power Apps and the government, this is, as some of you I know have started to play around with the Power Platform and the Power App suite, but there's a lot of ability and capabilities that can be offered through these solutions to really modernize and see true digital transformation when it comes to low code, no code developments, with as you can see, the following: improve service and speed results, as Aditya was showing, how you can engage your employees and onboard them quicker. Especially, I really like the portion where we can check out the vaccines and the statuses there, and then also having these Power BI dashboards to really be able to get granular on your budgets and see where and what has been spent and where you can improve. Next slide. And this all runs through this little brick house that I like to call it, that you may have seen through some Microsoft presentations before. Really just all leverages from the ground up, from security onto the stack, the Microsoft Azure stack, and then some of our open source platforms like that of GitHub to really utilize some DevOps opportunities, which all ties together with the Microsoft Power Platform, and then up into the modern workplace pieces when it comes to Microsoft 365, and then also Dynamics being our ERP and CRM solutions. So all of all the product suite, all of the Microsoft's 3 clouds, they really build off of Azure. And when used together, that's when you really will start to see the true value and benefits of the Microsoft stack. And there's always opportunities to start learning more about certain of these bricks, as I mentioned calling them, and we're happy to help bring in the correct technical specialists to chat on those. I kind of specialize more on that big rectangle on the bottom with the Microsoft Azure stack, but we have our cloud solution architects that can give demos in anything of above. Maybe not the LinkedIn piece. I think everyone probably has LinkedIn, but other than that, that's you can come straight to me and we can help you out there. And once again, Power Platform, that consists of a few different key features. One being Power BI, which is where you'll get your dashboards. Power Apps, which is your low-code development for alerts, things like that. A lot of the things that Aditya just showed you before, easily customizable, even with little experience. So that's really interesting. Power Automate to automate some of your processes within in your line of business applications, and then also the virtual agents, which are those chat and AI bots. So all of these run through these little pictures at the bottom, which is our AI and machine learning, our common data service, which pulls all of our data sources in, and then just connectors and our APIs that have everything running together. And I think, yeah, now I think we have a little bit of time for Q&A.
Yeah, we've got like 6 minutes. I can see some questions. I can take the one from Deborah. I think the question is, does the digital assistant integrate with Ivanti for incident tracking? I did put my reply on the chat, but let me just explain. The answer is yes. Most of the IT chatbot implementations that we have done involves the integration with the ITSM tools that the respective organizations have. Especially with ITSM tools like Ivanti, where it is very conducive for integration. We could use the APIs for doing the incident, management through the API integration. But also, in situations where if there is no direct integration API available for whatever reason, we have used more like a task bot using robotic process automation or using Power Automate, automation services to be able to do the incident management integration with the chatbot. So the answer is yes. Maybe then the next question could be taken up by you, Spencer, where the question was related to security and privacy. For all the solutions discussed, are those compliant with standard security and privacy regulations?
Right. Thank you. So, yeah. So this is a good question and an important one. So, as this solution will run using the Power Platform, everything will be contained within your Azure tenant. So it will the privacy regulations that have been certified through the various governments in Canada and Microsoft's being approved for, this will all fall under that umbrella. So data residency won't be an issue. It'll stay on your tenant, which is likely either in the Canada Central region and or the Canada East region. So there's no concerns there. I know this is specifically important for public sector accounts. So your data residency needs will definitely be covered by the solution.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. The next question, maybe Aditya, you could take it up. I think
Sure.
because it was related to the Power Platform. Can Power Platform be used for rolling out citizen service apps? I think this is in the context of Power Platform being part of the Office 365 suite. Yeah.
Right. Yes. So the answer is yes. So Power Platform not only allows you to create these quick apps for your internal organization, but you can also create offline apps and also portal apps. So portal apps are something where you can create either a login scenario or a non-login scenario for your customers, where they can come on over there and use that to kind of interact. So you can create a customer experience thing using the portal aspect of Power Platform.
Okay. I think maybe we can take one last question. I think the question was related to, we are planning to reopen in another couple of weeks. How long does the rollout of the return to work and the other showcased solutions take? I can answer that question. The whole idea is that the app was built on a low-code, no-code platform of which is the Microsoft Power Platform, and not only it is very easy to roll out within a couple of weeks, but also it has all the you could actually do the required customization as per your organization's content and workflow, and roll it out in a couple of weeks. So it's a very quick go-to-market solution, which is what is the need of when you talk about providing a right platform for your employees to start coming back even in a hybrid manner to your workplaces. So yeah, so it is quite easy and very quick go-to-market, and we'd love to hear back from you. If you are interested, please do drop in an email to us, or you can reach out to Spencer if you have any further questions, or if you would like to see more detailed demonstration or understand the technology architecture behind the solutions that might fit your organization. Okay, so yeah, we're right on time. Yeah, so Aditya,